challenging. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to start. I'm going to start off of my mat today, and if you guys would please for me mute yourselves on your screen. Just go to that little mute thing and press it. You can also press your video to take so that it stays on my picture and doesn't jump around. So I'm going to start on the floor, a little easier, and I'm just going to put the roll in front of me right now, and I'm going to come to a hug a tree position. I'm going to open my feet up to a comfortable, easy second position. So it's not a super wide second position, just a comfortable, easy second position. And I'm going to imagine that the circle that I have with my arms, this hug a tree circle, is in the shape of my rib cage that wraps around my body. And so as I inhale and I open my arms, I'm going to imagining my rib cage opening at that same kind of way, right? So as we inhale, we open the ribs to the side and out. And as we exhale, we close those ribs down and into the center of our body. So we're imagining as we inhale that the rib cage is opening completely around the body. So you're not just opening the front of the ribs or the sides or the back, but all of them together. Just opening the whole ribs out on the inhale and then closing the whole rib cage in on the exhale. So let's continue with that. Inhale and exhale. Feel the belly tightening. Inhale. As you inhale and open the arms, you're going to grow tall. As you exhale and close the arms, you're going to close the ribs, but you're going to stay as tall as you can. Inhale. And exhale. Feel your belly having to connect here. Inhale. And exhale. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. And exhale. And relax the arms. We're going to go ahead and just place those fingertips on the roll. We're still in our second position, so a little external. We're going to go ahead and just roll up onto those toes. We're going to think about that spine reaching straight up to the ceiling. And we're going to roll right back down to those heels. And again, exhale on the lift. Inhale on the lower. Exhale on the lift. Inhale on the lower. So we're going to change this just a little bit, adding in. We're going to inhale or exhale on the lift. We're going to inhale as we lower, bringing our heels to the floor. We're then going to rock to the heels as we lift the toes. We're going to lower back down to the toes and lift up. Lower back down to the heels and lift the toes. So feeling that little stretch to the calves. And up, down and lift, and up, and down and lift. Try to keep your fingertips as light as you can on the roll. You'll notice that if you put a lot of pressure on the roll, it's going to feel really wobbly. So the lighter the pressure on the roll, the less wobbly the roll will feel. Let's do one more. And roll it up to the toes. Roll it down, lifting those toes, and come back to that flat foot. We're going to go ahead and lift that roll. We're going to hold the side of it in this nice horizontal position. And we're going to just continue with our breath, but we're going to add in some neck movement. So we're going to think of first just looking down at your roll. So you're not curling, right? Your spine is long. You're just looking at your roll. And as you begin to inhale and lift the roll, you're going to follow it with your eyes. So inhale, all the way up to the ceiling, and exhale. Follow with those eyes as the roll comes down. And again. So this may make some of you feel a little dizzy. So, if you're feeling really dizzy, of course, adjust for yourself, right? And let's do a couple more. and down, and up, and down. One more, up, and down. And we're going to place that roll again, right down on the floor, right in the center. So I'm going to place my left hand on the roll, and I'm going to put a little pressure through that left hand as I reach my right hand to the floor. I'm going to send my left ear over towards my left shoulder. And I'm just going to feel that nice stretch through kind of that opposite side of the neck area. And then we're going to lift that head up. We're going to switch our arms. And we're going to put that pressure again down through the roll, kind of feeling your underarm connect. And we're going to take now that right ear to the right shoulder. So I'm reaching away from the hand that's reaching towards the floor. And we're just going to do that one more time on each side, adding on one more element. So putting pressure down through the roll, left ear to left shoulder. As we hold here, we drop the chin towards the chest, feeling that stretch kind of change a little bit in the back. Lift the head, roll it back up to center. Let's just do that on the other side. Pressure down to the roll. Right ear to right shoulder. Finding the stretch and then dropping that chin. This side isn't nearly as tight for me. And then lifting up and back to center. We're going to come into a nice standing. We're just going to kind of take that roll just off to the side for a moment. I'm going to grab it back in just a minute. And if you don't have a roll on the next one that we're going to do after this, you might want to grab like a chair or something that you can steady your balance with, okay? So from here, separating your feet, we're just going to do a step forward into a little lunge, not a deep one. We're going to try to stay tall through the body. So hands are going to come onto the hips. We're going to step forward with that right foot. We're going to come into a lunge position. And then we're going to go ahead and press it back. We're going to stick with the right foot. So right out, and when you come back, hop off that foot, like a little, almost like a little jump off that foot. Front foot pushes and kind of snaps off the floor and down and snap it back. And down and snap it back. Let's do 3. 2. And 1. And same leg, we're going to do this to the side. So we're going to step out, bend, and push and snap it back. Step out. Try if you can to stay tall. Try not to bend the body into the movement. So I wouldn't want to see this, right? You're trying to stay tall. And let's do 2 more. And come back. Let's just switch sides. So we're going to start with that left, reach it forward, lunge, snap it back, and out. Try to stay tall. Keep that belly pulling in. And try not to let those shoulders kind of get into that equation. Keep them down. And 2. And 1, we go to the side. So it's out, bend, and pull it back. And snap it back. Out. Let's do 2 more. And come back. All right. So we did this one yesterday, but you couldn't hear me, so you couldn't hear my cueing. So I want to do it again. Not to mention, I really like the stabilization that it's going to give us to the standing leg. So this is one of those ones where we're balancing, we're using a lot of our intrinsic muscles to our standing leg. So we're going to start with just, I've got the roll on my left side, or a chair, or something that you can, a wall, something you can kind of hang on to. And then from here, I'm going to lift my right knee up, right? I'm going to find my balance. So I want you to find the balance. Take the right arm up. So this is called flamingo, okay? We're going to drop down the arm, tap the floor with the toe. lift it right back up. Down, and we come up to the flamingo. Down and up. Down and up. Let's do 3, 2, 1, and down. I'm just making sure I have enough room behind me. And you may need to move forward. So we're going to add on a lunge to this with the leg that we're lifting. Okay, so we're going to lift to the flamingo first. Then we're going to hinge forward as we send the leg behind us to the floor, coming into a little lunge. Come right back to the flamingo. Back out to the lunge and up to the flamingo. And out and up. Out and up. 2 more. Out and up. Last one. And up. Come down. We're going to stick with that side. I'm just giving you a little break. We're going to add on to that. All right. So we're going to be doing a lunge in between our add-on. So let's start with the flamingo again. We're going to reach back to the lunge. We're going to come up to the flamingo. Now, when we reach back, the foot doesn't come to the floor. It floats back into a balance. Hold. Scoop the leg forward. Really scooping out that belly. Reach that leg behind. Come back to the flamingo. Come back to the lunge. Come back to the flamingo. Reach out to balance. Scoop. Scoop. And flamingo. 1 more. Go back to the lunge. Come back to the flamingo. Go back to the balance. Scoop. Scoop. And flamingo. And down. Good job. So, should have been in your standing leg. Standing glute. All right, right side. So we're going to start with just a nice, simple balance check first. So find yourself in your position. Lift that left leg up. My right hand is on my balance point. Now my left hand is going to come up. Here's your flamingo. And down, tap the floor. Right back up. And tap. And up. You're somebody who's like super, super awesome on balance. Don't have to use roll. And 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're coming back up to the flamingo, taking it back to the lunge. Hinge forward to the lunge. Up to the flamingo. Forward to the lunge. Up to the flamingo. And forward. And up. Forward. And up. 2 more. Forward. Up. All right. Forward. Up. So next set. Start with the lunge. Back to the lunge. Up to the flamingo. Back to the balance. Scoop that leg around. Scoop it back. Up to flamingo. Back to the lunge. Up to the flamingo. Out to balance. Scoop. Scoop. Flamingo. Last set. Lunge. Up to flamingo. Out to balance. Scoop. And reach it back. Up to the flamingo. Then you're done. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
That was fun. Okay, we're going to do some little roll downs. Kind of stretch out a little bit. So let's come to, actually, if you guys can see, I don't know if you can see me better this way or not, but we'll do this way. All right, we're going to take that roll, and we're going to start kind of how we started before. which is where we take the roll above our head, and then we're just gonna nod our head up, looking at the roll. And this time, as we lower the roll, follow it with our eyes. And then when we get it down and we see the floor, we scoop up that belly as we begin to roll down towards the mat. Take that roll to the mat, placing our hands on top. We just give ourselves a nice little stretch, pressing down and into the roll. And as you press into the roll, pick up that belly to a scoop. Grab onto that roll again. Pull that low belly up. That's where you're starting. Stacking that vertebra. Keep your eyes on the roll. Lift it up. All the way to the ceiling. And lower it down. And scoop up that belly as you begin to roll it down. And hands on that roll. Scoop up the belly, press down and into the roll as you scoop that belly up. Reach those hands to the outside of the roll. Start at your low belly and pull it up. Stack that vertebra. Lift. Looking at that roll and back down. And this time we're going all the way to the floor. And from here, give ourselves one last scoop up with the belly. And then as we come back to our kind of relaxed position, we're going to bend the knees, placing those shins right on that roll. I'm going to take my hands to the front part of the roll. I'm going to kind of push them into the roll as I open my chest and extend my spine. Good. And then I'm going to keep my hands on the roll for one stretch upward with the hips, press down into that roll, lift those hips. Coming back down. One more stretch. And release. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of place this roll off to the side for a moment. And we're going to walk ourselves out and go to a nice plank position. So coming into our plank, right? That nice, try to feel your hips staying stable and parallel to the floor. Try not to dip the head down or lift the head up, but keep your head reaching, like the back of the neck is reaching long to the crown of the head. Think of pushing that floor away with the body. And then we're going to come to a pike. So you're going to lift those hips. And if you need to adjust, feel free. You're on the toes as you lift the hips. Your head is kind of between those arms. And we're going to take this to a prance. You're going to bend one leg as the opposite heel comes down. Lift up to toes and go to the other side. And let's just do a couple more. And all the way up to toes again. Go ahead and hinge yourself back to your plank. Hold your plank position. And we're going to do that one more time. So we're going to come up to our pike. This time, instead of prancing, you're just going to drop both heels down towards the floor. And then we're going to lift both heels back up. And lower. And lift. And lower. And lift. Let's do 3. And 2. And 1. Coming back to your plank. Holding here. Take your right leg, lift it off the floor. Hold for 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Other leg comes up. Hold for 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Slowly bring those knees to the floor. Open them out. Go into your child's pose. And just give yourself a nice stretch. All right, we are going to come up out of that. We're going to grab our roll back. And we are going to come to a prone position, meaning belly. So from here, my belly is still a little tight from my surgery. So this is me. Okay. So I'm going to have the roll kind of on my upper forearm. My legs, my feet are pointed. I'm shooting my legs out behind me. They're a little open so that as I reach long through my legs, I feel my knees gently lift off the floor and I feel my pelvis kind of press down. My eyes are at the floor and I'm just going to put pressure down into the roll and I'm going to pull the roll with my shoulders drawing down my back until the roll comes underneath my face. And then I reach that roll back out and I'm going to reach it out as far as I can, pulling my shoulders all the way into my ears. And then I'm going to come to my start position again, lifting my head slightly, reaching my legs out behind me, adjusting your arms if you need to. You're going to pull that roll underneath you, pulling your shoulders down. So that's really what's generating that movement. And then reach it out and let those shoulders reach completely into the ears. And come back to start. And adjust, right? Shoot those legs out behind you. Bend those elbows. And reach it out. And all the way into the ears. And release. So we're going to go ahead and just reach that roll away from us. Okay. So from here, we're going to kind of do the same thing. So I want you to be able to reach the arms in front, pull the shoulders down away from the ears as you reach the arms behind you, clasp them behind your back. And then from here, so your head is just kind of floating off the floor. But if you have neck issues, I want you to bring the forehead down onto the floor, all right? Otherwise, keep your eyes just hovered above. Reach those arms out behind you, reaching the shoulders down from the ears. You're gonna open those arms and bring those arms back above the head, lower down. All right, let's try that again. Lift up, reaching those arms in front. Rotating those arms behind you, reaching the arms behind you, clasping those hands, tightening that belly, those legs are shooting behind you, and then you reach those arms all the way back again, and we rotate them as we come forward and rest. One more time. And lift, and reach, and reach, all the way, and down. And we are going to go ahead and place our head to the side, all right? So we're going to bring those arms out to the side and then bring them behind you. So from this position, we're going to take the right leg, flex the foot, and you're going to pull it up and kick your butt kind of twice, right? And then as you reach it behind you, you're trying to lift the leg on the extension. Place it down. Switch your head to the other side. And now, right leg. Kick it twice. 1, 2, reach it out, extending the leg. Lower, switch to the other side. And 1, 2, reach. Should feel your glute. And last one. 1, 2, reach. And lower down. Bring those arms. And you're going to come up to your elbows. And you're going to flip your palms up. Okay? So be careful here, because I don't want this, right? I want you to press through those arms, lifting the body out of the shoulders, as well as lifting the belly so that you're not arched. And if you have back issues and you would prefer to put maybe a pillow or something under your belly to help support, that's fine. All right, so from here, we're going to do that same thing with the arms. So I'm going to take my left arm and I'm going to pull it up and bounce it twice. So it's 1, 2, extend it down. Other side. Up, 1, 2, and down. And up, 1, 2, and down. One more on the other side. And 1, 2, and down. And so can you guess what we're doing next? We're going to put those two together. So from here, it's going to be opposite arm, opposite leg. So I'm going to take my left arm and my right leg, and I'm going to pull them up and bounce it twice. 1, 2, extend them down. And other side. 1, 2, extend them down. And 1, 2, and 1, 2. One more on each side. 1, 2, and 1, 2. And reach those hands all the way out in front. And just give yourself a nice stretch. Good. And then we are going to come up and we are going to go to our roll. So the next part of this, you're going to go onto the roll in the lengthwise position. All of this can be done without the roll. So don't worry, you can just do it on the floor. So we're going to come here and we're going to roll all the way down onto that roll. All right, so we're just going to start with our bridging. It's very different on the roll. It's a little bit more of a stretch, actually. I really like it on the roll. So we want to think about having, everything even. So we want that nice length of our spine. We don't want the chin way up or back. Down, palms down. And we're going to just start doing our bridging. So I'm parallel position. I'm going to scoop the belly as I feel my back imprint into the roll. I'm going to pick it up, roll off the spine. I'm going to land in this bridge. The roll is going to be between my shoulder blades. That's where I feel it. And then as you exhale, soften from where the roll touches the spine and articulate and roll all the way back down to your neutral. Let's do that again. And scoop, roll it up, reaching those knees out over those toes. And as we curl down, think about me holding onto your hips. And as you begin to curl down, it's like I'm reaching, I'm pulling your hips towards your feet as you articulate through the spine, feeling every vertebra come down to the roll one at a time. 2 more. And up. All the way. Hold as you inhale. Exhale. All the way back down. One more time. Take an inhale first. Exhale, roll it up. Take a nice deep breath in at the top. Exhale and curl it down. Good. So let's just do that same exact movement, but just take it to a nice wide external position. So my knees are now in that open V-like position, following my toe line. I'm going to come to fingertips on my floor. So I'm going to give myself less surface area to balance on. And then from here, we're going to do that roll up. And I'm going to feel like I'm drawing my heels towards each other, even though they're not coming together. So I'm going to feel a lot of glute here, and then I'm going to curl down. And again, and up. And curl down on that exhale. Good, 2 more. And up. Make sure you're holding at that top. Feel those glutes connect. Exhale again as you curl down. 1 more time. And up. Deep breath in. Exhale. Curl down. And now I just want you to find kind of a comfortable spot, because what's going to be required of you is that I'm going to put my left hand down on the floor. My right hand is going to come up to the ceiling. And I'm not going to curl my spine on the way up. I'm just going to lift. So my spine is going to keep its integrity, right? It's not going to break in an unusual way. So I'm just going to lift my pelvis to the ceiling, putting pressure down through the feet. Once I'm in my bridge, I'm going to take my right arm and reach it behind me. And I'm going to reach it as far back, pulling that shoulder into the ear. And as I keep it there, I'm going to curl down. And I'm going to bring that arm all the way up. And I'm now going to bring that arm to the floor as I switch. I'm going to curl, or I'm not going to curl up. I'm just going to lift. So we're lifting up, straight up, but we're going to end up curling down. We're going to take that arm behind. Reach that arm as far as you can, lifting that shoulder into the ear, curl down. So we're back to the articulation. And when you come back to your neutral, switch those arms out. One more time on each side. Lift the pelvis. Reach the arm. Curl down. And switch the arms for the last time. And lift up. And reach that arm back. Reach that shoulder into the ear, curl down. Bring that arm all the way down. And we are going to slowly roll off of that roll. So we're just going to kind of roll off of it. We're going to push that slightly off to the side. Nice. And then from here, you know what, we're going to start actually in the up position. So use your hands if you need to. We're going to come up into our position. So we're going to sit nice and tall. Again, this was one that we did yesterday. And we're going to do our curl down. So we're going to add on that arm thing that we just kind of did, right? So we'll start to begin with a little stretch forward. So we're just going to kind of stretch forward a little bit. We're going to stack up that vertebra nice and straight. And we're going to bring those arms in front. And from here, we're going to start with that low back. So we're going to pull it back and curling back to the back of the glutes. And then we're going to curl all the way down. Nice and slow. We're going to bring the arms up above. We're going to circle them. And as we begin to pull them towards our feet, we're going to lift our head. And we're going to curl up. And we're going to go right back into that stretch. We're going to stack back up again. All right, so this is where we add that arm. So I'm going to take my right arm, I'm going to lift it up towards my ear. I'm going to reach it up to the ceiling and I'm going to curl back. Nice and slow. Really hanging on to your belly. Reach that arm all the way behind, but now you're going to switch the arms. And you're going to try to keep that arm as close to that head as you can. As you come up, you're curling up, you're going to reach that hand to the ceiling. And then stack up that vertebra, bringing both arms together as you stretch. All right, curl back. Let's try that again. This time starting with that left arm up. Scoop out that belly. Curl all the way back. Chin comes down. Try to keep the stress out of the neck. And switch those arms. And chin comes in. Reach with that left arm. Reach up with that right arm all the way. And stretch forward. We just have one more on each side. Come back. Right arm comes up. Scoop out that belly. And switch those arms. And reach with the right arm as I curl up. Reach up with the left. And forward to that stretch. Last one here. Come back to your stack. Left arm comes up. Curl back. Switch those arms out. And curl up. All the way up, and then nice stretch forward. All right, I am going to turn and face you. We are going to come to a nice open leg position. I have my hands behind me, and I'm going to kind of push through the mat as I lift my body as tall as I can, pulling my shoulders out of the ears. I'm just going to let myself hinge forward. I'm not going to go very far because I don't have a lot of flexibility here. But I'm going to push through the hands as I push my body forward, finding that stretch kind of in my inner leg. And then I'm going to sit nice and tall. I'm going to try to stay tall as I bring those arms out to the side. So you've all done this before. It's saw. So we're just going to twist to one direction. And then we're going to reach the outside of our pinky toe. And we're going to pulse it. 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Straighten the body out. Let's do that on the other side. Twist, reach, pulse. 3, 2, 1. Come back. Let's do that one more time on each side. And twist and pulse. 3, 2, 1, and up. Last one. Twist and reach. 3, 2, 1, and up. And we're going to bring those legs all the way together. So all we're going to do is a twist. Arms are out. We're going to twist to the left with a 3 pulse. So we're going to twist and we're going to pulse. 1, 2, 3, center. Twist to the right. 1, 2, 3, center. One more time each. And 1, 2, 3, center. Last one. 1, 2, 3, and center. Relax the arms for just a minute. So we're just going to combine those two things, right? So let's come back out. We're going to start with the twist and the pulse. So we're going to twist and we're going to pulse for 3, 2, 1. As we come to center, we're going to open the leg. Now we're going to saw to the right. So reach over and 1, 2, 3. Close the legs as you come to center. To the right. 1, 2, 3. Open, saw to the left. 1, 2, 3. Close. Pulse to the left. 1, 2, 3. Center. Saw to the right. 1, 2, 3. Center. Last one. To the right. 1, 2, 3. Center. And saw to the left. 1, 2, 3. And center. Good job. And just stretch forward. We are going to go right from this to a laying down on our side. So coming down to our side. Right? And you can lay with your head supported, is perfectly fine. I'm going to have my top hand sitting in front, and I want my elbow kind of pointed out into the ceiling. I am going to keep my bottom leg bent, and I'm going to lift my top leg in a bent position, and I'm going to bring it all the way in to my elbow, and I'm actually going to kind of press into my elbow. I'm going to squeeze my arm with my leg, and I'm going to feel my engagement in my abdominals. So I'm going to squeeze that leg in, and then flexing my ankle, I'm going to shoot that leg straight out. I'm going to pull it into the arm, squeeze, and press. Pull it in and squeeze, and press. Squeeze it in, squeeze, 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 and out. 2 more. And pull it in, squeeze that arm, and reach it out. Last one. And pull it in, squeeze, and reach it out. So now just pull it in, touch the elbow. You're going to keep the leg bent, flexing that foot. You're going to send that leg behind you, the foot behind you. And as you send it behind you, you're thinking of taking your shoulder and your heel, kind of trying to reach them towards each other, but don't let the back arch. And then bring it back to the elbow. And press it back. And elbow. And press it back. And elbow. And back. Elbow. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Come back. We're going to now shoot that leg up towards the ceiling. We're going to come back to squeezing that arm. Pull down. Squeeze that arm with that leg, that knee, and reach it out and up. And pull it in and squeeze that arm and reach it out. and pull it in, squeeze, and 3, squeeze, 2, squeeze it in, last one, squeeze, and all you're going to do is bring that leg in front, like you would be doing a figure 4 stretch. You're going to push that knee away, get that nice stretch all the way through that hip. Just stretch it out. Good. All right. And then we're going to slowly bring ourselves up. We're going to turn, face the other direction. And setting up that same way, right? So I'm going to support my head. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to have my hand kind of in front. My elbow is open. And I'm going to lift that leg in my bent position. So as I pull that knee into my arm, I'm going to press that knee into my arm, kind of pulling it on my belly and my oblique. And then I'm just going to shoot that leg straight out. And pull it in, squeeze it in, really feel your abdominals, especially your oblique area right here, having to work to squeeze that leg in, right? Press it out. And in, and out. And in, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And out, in, and out. I really want you pausing to give that squeeze, right? So pause, squeeze it in. And out, 2 more. And in, out, last one. And out, bring it back in. Keep that knee bent. We're just touching the elbow now, keeping the foot flexed. Send that foot behind you. Think of reaching it towards the shoulder. And bring it back. Tap and press it behind. And tap. And press it behind. And tap, and behind. Up. Let's do 3 more. And 3, 2, 1. Come back, little squeeze. Now shoot that leg out and up. And pull it in, little squeeze. And out, and squeeze, and out, and squeeze. 3 more, and out, squeeze, and out. 1 more, and squeeze, and bring that leg in front. Nice figure 4. Press that knee away, feel that nice stretch. Oh, good. I have 1 more to do. I didn't want to run out of time. Okay. So we're just going to turn onto our back from here. And we're going to take our legs. I'm going to see if I want to do this. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to take my right hand to the inside of my left knee. I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to grab the bottom of my foot. And I'm going to curl up. I'm going to send my other leg out to straight and float it above the mat. And I'm curled up, reaching my knee to my forehead. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to push into my hand with my foot, but I'm not going to let go. I'm just adding static pressure, pressing into my hand. And then as I release, I go deeper, bringing my forehead deeper towards my knee. And press. And pull in. And press. And pull in. And curl down. Let's do that on the other side. So we're going to grab now the inside of that right leg with my left hand. I'm going to grab the underneath part of my foot. My left leg is straight out in front. So I'm curled up. I'm going to pull my forehead towards my knee. And now I'm going to push my foot through my hand. Really engage your belly. And then bring that forehead back to that knee. And push it out. And bring it in. And push it out. And bring it in. We are going to go right into single leg stretch. So we're going to switch. Pull that leg in deep and switch, and switch, and switch, switch. Try to keep that upper body lifted. Last one, hold. Bring both feet in. Grab onto your shins. And this time, shoot both legs out, arms come up. Circle those arms around, grab those shins. And reach. And reach. And reach. 2 more. Hug. And bring it down and stretch it out. Oh, good. I got it in. Perfect. All right. So from here, we're going to do a curl up, and then we're just going to stretch a little bit. So go ahead and bring those hands to the floor if you need to. Otherwise, hands come to the ceiling and curl up. And grab your roll back. And let's just do, and we did this yesterday too, but I want to do it again, some IT, right? So we're going to sit on that roll. So yesterday, I know you can hear me, we did the IT band in 2 segments. We did the upper IT, which is kind of hip and right below that greater trochanter, that big bony part. And then we did the lower. So we're going to do the same thing today. So bottom leg is straight, front leg is in front. So from here, I'm on my forehand or my forearm, and I'm just rolling to my mid thigh and then coming back. And see how the screen went dark? Okay. And then as we come out of this, take it down to the knee and then just roll it out from there. And come in and switch your sides. Doesn't that seem strange? Sorry, you guys, I think we might be having technical difficulties. So same thing. And then take it back down to the knee and do it on the lat or the lower half of the IT.